Do you think that Curtis Blaydes decided, I'm going to stand and trade with Serghei Pavlovich due to the success that he came off of when he stood and traded with Chris Dawkins and put him away? I mean, not nearly the same heavyweight, but did that factor into the game plan?
I think so, Derek. And we saw the moment where Curtis Blade says, "Oh shit, I got to get back to my bread and butter," because I tried to stand and bang with this dude, and he's
Hmm.
caught me 3 times now, and it's hurt every single time. And then what worried me most, Derek, what had me in my seat going, "Oh shit," when Curtis Blade shot, he got to the hips. And Pavlovich said, "No, sir," and just pushed
Hmm.
him right off. And I knew I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh no, he's Curtis Blade's already a little wobbly in the head. It's going to be a rough one." Were you also a little nervous going into that too, Derek? Or were you just completely like, all right, this is game mode. This is what happens. All right, here we go.
I knew when Curtis Blade said, I'm going to take the same, I thought it would be like, I'm not going to shoot immediately, right? I'm going to kind of hide the game plan. I'm going to poke at him, draw his offense out, and then I'm going to come in and shoot. But when I saw him just trading, I thought that he landed and he probably got a little confident off of that land, right? And we've seen it time and time again. Dudes who make their entire path to the title off of this game plan, and then they start getting a couple knockouts or a couple submissions, whatever, and then they ditch the game plan, and then they say, all right, I'm going to go toe-to-toe. This is not the guy to go toe-to-toe with. And had I known Curtis Blaydes would play boxer in this matchup, you go smash spot Pavlovich, right? Because you're right. By the time Curtis Blaydes went for the takedown, it was a takedown of necessity rather than a takedown of setup, of strategy. So, yeah, Pavlovich stuffed him, got the hips back, a little bit of ground and pound, bro. And then at the end of the day, man, the referee did the right thing. You know what I mean? Curtis Blaydes kind of got put out of his misery. He tried to come back up and say, "Oh no, I'm still here." But against Pavlovich, you're not, bro. This dude possesses something different. The scary part is not that he hits hard. Every heavyweight hits hard. But AJ, do we know any other heavyweights in the UFC's division right now that is as fast, as crisp, as accurate, and who has a chin like Pavlovich? Because let's not forget, Pavlovich ate a couple from Blaydes too.
Ate a couple from Blades, Derek, and not only all the things you mentioned, but Pavlovich is also technically proficient.
Hmm.
This dude punches straight down the pipes, hands come back to the chin. Very impressive. And as far as quickness, agility, speed, sharpness, the only other one is the guy at the top of the list, John Jones. And I mean, I would give those all to Jones in that fight, but still, man, this is a scary dude in Pavlovich that we're going to have to deal with. And the rest of the division is put on notice right now. This dude is the real deal, probably the next contender, unless Stipe actually gets the fight.
Somebody needs to figure out how to put Pavlovich on his back. That's what it comes down to, man. Nobody can figure it out. Curtis Blaydes was our best chance of that happening, and it couldn't happen because you got to think too, man. You're not going to sit here and just shoot on Pavlovich without setting it up. That's terrible game plan. That's literally like when Ngannou sprawled and then turned to the back on Miocic, and we said, this dude's unstoppable now, right? That's Sergey. When I saw him literally deliver that ground and pound, I'm like, it's going to be tough to mess with this dude. So let's talk about it, bro. Curtis Blaydes, unfortunately, I think he found himself in a place in his career where there's just too many of these guys that are just a step ahead. They're just a step ahead to where you're forever relegated to that number 2, number 3, number 4 spot. Does Curtis Blaydes drop out of the top 5 after this loss?
I think so, Derek, and I don't want to call retirement right away, but I think Curtis Blades needs something to kind of get him back into that, man, because he even though he, like you said, he knocked out Dawkins and he's had kind of an up and down run. It doesn't feel like he has the exact X factor to get him back to gold or get him to the title contention. There's a time where Curtis Blades was a scary man, and then the rest of the division caught back up to him. And then he became a scary man again, and then the rest of the division caught
Yeah.
back up to him again. And it seems like they're about to surpass him. I don't know, Derek. Do you think Curtis Blade will have a lot of time left in the division, or at least left in the promotion?
Well, I'm just looking at the guys surrounding him in the rankings, right? You got Cyril Gane, Stipe, Pavlovich ahead of him, right? Tom Aspinall, who he technically beat. I would like to see them run that back. Then you have Tuivasa, Volkov, Sergey Spivak, Rosenstruck. Here's the thing about the heavyweight division. You get longevity in this division. So you can suffer a couple of losses and still stick around. Listen, man, there's not a lot of guys that could beat Curtis Blaydes. Sergey Pavlovich just happens to be one of those guys. So title shot has to be next in terms of like wait it out. Don't take no more fights. You've earned your position. You're the number 1 contender. If he fights John Jones, can Sergey Pavlovich get it done?
I don't think so, Derek. I mean, have we seen anybody get close to getting it done besides maybe Dominic Reyes? And that was
Yeah.
long ago. I mean, I
Alexander
don't think so.
Gustafsson, Reyes, that's really it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Pavlovich has the multitude of skill facets. You know, he has his big blitz that he goes for, and I think John Jones knows how to step out of the way and avoid it, get on his bike and tire him out, and then go to work. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you this. I am not at liberty to give a prediction on whether he can get the job done because this man is making me eat too much humble pie, and I'm trying to go on a diet, brother. I'm trying to lay off a little bit of that humble pie. So no crow to be eaten for this one. I'm going to leave the door open, and I'm going to say Serghei Pavlovich, if he puts his mind to it, this man might be able to do anything he wants. Fantastic. TKO record-breaking victory for Pavlovich, who earns his 6th consecutive first-round knockout in the UFC. Bro, stunning, stunning. All right, this man is wreaking havoc on the division.